Hello and welcome back. It's Jade or Miss Jade or Mommy Jade. In my last video, I did part 2 on how to find a dom or a mistress, and on this video, I'm going to be talking about what to do once you do find them, how to enter the talking stages, how to date. This is going to be primarily for dating femdoms and not just looking for a physical only connection. And in my opinion, most women need a emotional connection before forming intimacy, physical intimacy. It's talked about often how women aren't as likely to have casual sex as men are, and that is because we need an emotional connection. We need to feel safe, we need to feel connected to our partner to fully enjoy the physical aspects of our relationships as well. So this is what I'm going to be getting into today, is how to form that connection, not focusing only on kink. Even though that's how you met, that doesn't need to be how you date. It doesn't need to be the primary focus. You should be focusing on a normal dating relationship, but I'm going to be getting into all of that today. If you want to keep up with me on my other platforms, go ahead and follow my Instagram, which I have linked below. From there you can find my link tree with all of my spicy links that I can't post here. I hope to see you over there, and for now, let's get into the video. First of all, I hate using the word mistress. It makes me feel really old, so I just like to say femdom, female dominant. That's my term that I like to use, so if you're a little confused why I keep saying femdom, it's just a personal preference. Okay, so here's what I've been wanting to talk about, is when you make contact with this femdom, whether it's on a dating app or FetLife or in person. I want you to remember this, and this is the most important about how you should treat her. Treat her like a normal woman and not like the object of your fantasies. Because to most men, femdom is a fantasy that they haven't been able to live out because they haven't been able to find a woman to dominate them, peg them, lock them in chastity, whatever. It ends up becoming this big fantasy, and they're putting all of that onto this one unsuspecting woman who just likes to be dominant and have a submissive. And it's really, really unfair as someone who dates openly as a femdom, where I am upfront about it. I don't hide it. I say I am a femdom switch, and this is what you're getting with me. Most of my interactions are time wasters where maybe they aren't super pushy at first, but once conversation picks up a little bit, and then it's like, oh, so you just want me to fulfill your fantasies. You don't actually want to get to know me as a person. And what this is called is using your dom as a kink dispenser. A kink dispenser is someone who dispenses your kink to you like a gumball machine when you just really need a taste of it, but then you walk away when you don't need it anymore and you don't think about it until you need another gumball. And if this sounds like I'm salty, I am a little bit. It's really hard out here for femdoms who are just trying to find real relationships, and they're getting spammed with all of the people who are just wanting to use them for sexual gratification and objectify them. And as a femdom who wants to be doing this for the empowerment and control over a man, it's really, really hard to receive these types of messages that it's like, oh, so I'm just another object to you, just another object for sexual gratification. And I know I got really deep into this, but I just want you to understand the mindset of femdoms who are dating, and even if you're not doing this to them, other people are, and so we're not taking anyone as seriously because these are the type of messages that we're receiving. It's the constant, but are you gonna play with my ass? But mommy, I just want you to completely use me, take control of me, do whatever you want to me. Like these are not conversations that we want to be having when dating. So my first suggestion, if you listen to nothing else, is to treat her like a normal person and not a femdom. So when you're first talking to a femdom, and we've already covered that you're going to treat her like a normal person, I also want the conversation to be very vanilla, asking her interests, asking about her pets, things that you would want to talk to, how you would date a normal girl, because that's what a femdom is. She's a normal girl who likes to be kinky, and she wants you to ask about her just like any girl does. She wants you to show interest in her life and into more than just like her body and what she can do for you. She also wants you to get to know her. So we're going to talk about vanilla things. If kink does come up, I want you to talk objectively about it. When I say objectively, it's more telling your kinks without a sexual undertone of this could get into sexting. So I would be like, I enjoy chastity, I enjoy tease and denial, I don't enjoy this, something to that level. In a submissive, I like when they are a service-oriented submissive and they like to help me out with tasks or do tasks for me that I find hard doing myself, just things like that. It doesn't have to be sexually related when you're talking about sex. It can be completely objective. You don't have to come in with this mindset of let's sext right now, because she really doesn't want that. Women don't want to sext you, especially before meeting. And this isn't, I'm gonna say again, this is completely my opinion. It may not work for everyone, especially if you're going to pro dom and cam girl, just completely ignore this. But for most women who are looking for a emotional connection and the physical connection together, they also want you to know the person, they want to get to know you. So try to keep all of these conversations at first very light and vanilla, and then you can get into deeper topics and feel her out for when she's ready to do the sexting. I recommend that you don't initiate any type of sexting. She'll do it when on her own time. Remember that femdoms do think a little bit differently. They like to take the lead, like take the initiative a little bit more. So as with somebody who is more vanilla or submissive, they may not start those types of conversations. They may want you to start them. Femdom is a little different. We can dial it back and wait for her to show when she's ready, because she's assertive, she's dominant, she'll show when she's ready. Another suggestion I have is to not rely on a femdom to teach you how to be a submissive or a good submissive. This is another time waster for me, is when someone says like, I have always wanted to be dominated, but never found anyone. Like, you could teach me, you could use me, you could do anything you wanted to me. And it's like, I, as a femdom, I want you to already know what you're into, not these general statements like, please use me, please use my body. That is so general. It doesn't tell me what you're into at all. So dom sub is a give and take relationship. Although I'm in control, I also need to be receiving pleasure. If I can tell my sub doesn't care about the things that give me pleasure, like I like receiving oral, or I like face sitting or something, and they seem averse to that, they don't really care about that, they just want me to dominate them, that is a huge red flag for me, and it shows me they're just going to use me as a kink dispenser and not really care about what I'm getting out of the interaction. So my suggestion to you is to do your own research about yourself, find what you like, know your boundaries, know what kinks you would really like to try, maybe get involved in your local kink community, like I mentioned before, going to munches, going to classes, really learning about yourself and becoming comfortable as a submissive before you go in search of a dom and just ask her, oh, can you teach me? Because she may not want that responsibility. Like I said, this is not the case for every femdom. Some femdoms just like getting off on the control, and they don't care what it is, they just want to control you. But personally, that's not how I am, and I think that's what you're gonna find with women in the dating world, is they're not just getting off only on dominating, they also need to receive pleasure some other type of way, and you need to have clear and open communication about that before doing anything physical. So this is my suggestion: learn, research, get involved, know yourself before you're involved with somebody else. All right, that is all for me today. I hope that you learned something. I do get a little bit rambly because this is something I'm so passionate about. Sharing my experience as dating as a femdom and the difficulties and the messiness, but also the beauty in it of finding the perfect sub, finding the perfect relationship, which I have not found yet. I will be 100% honest, but I do have some great partnerships that I've met through this community, and I love it so much. I hope that you find your mistress, your dom, your submissive, whatever you may be looking for. Please tell me if I was able to help you find someone, because it makes me so happy to read those messages. You can mostly message me on Twitter, or my OnlyFans is the best way to get a hold of me, but I hope that you follow me on all my platforms. I am linking my Instagram, and you can go follow all my links from there. Bye.